Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you how to make this super yummy pasta dish. It is penne with blush sauce or tomato cream sauce, and it's going to be perfect for your Valentine's Day dinner and super easy. So let's go ahead and jump right on in with the ingredients. Of course, with a pasta dish you need some pasta. So I prefer penne for this one because those noodles trap the sauce really nicely, but of course you can use whatever kind you'd like. Now for your sauce, you're gonna need 2 cans of the San Marzano tomatoes. These are whole peeled tomatoes grown in Italy, and they are the best if you can get your hands on them. If not, it's fine. You'll also need some heavy cream and olive oil, minced garlic. I just pick up the one in the little jar, super easy, and a medium to large sweet onion. You'll need some sugar as well and salt, and some good Parmesan cheese, the real stuff made in Italy if you can find it. And finally, you're gonna need some fresh basil. I could only find a basil plant in my grocery store. I couldn't find the clamshell basil, but whatever you can find will do just fine. So go ahead and grab your onion and remove those outer pieces and run your knife straight down the middle, leaving the root end intact, but we're gonna chop off the other end so we have a nice flat onion to work with and it's not going to roll around the cutting board. Now I am no pro at knife skills, but I'll give you this quick little tip. If you're not sure how to dice an onion, keep the root end intact and you're going to make vertical cuts all the way down to the cutting board, but you're gonna make sure you're not cutting all the way to the root. So you're gonna make like an onion fan, if that makes sense. So do this very carefully. I may not be modeling the proper professional knife skills, but I'm doing my best here. So then you're gonna flip your knife and run it horizontally a couple of times, almost till you hit that root, but not quite all the way. Last step is to run your knife down in slices, and now you have your diced onion. It may not be perfectly diced, and that is okay. Again, we are not pros in this kitchen, so go ahead and give it a quick rough chop before you move on over to the stove. Now go ahead and turn your burner on to a medium heat and add some olive oil into the bottom of a pot. We're not going to measure the olive oil, just give it a nice coating. And then go ahead and throw those chopped onions in there. And we're going to let them hang out in there for a while until they become nice and soft and translucent. So I'll show you right now what they look like. You can still see they're pretty white. Obviously that olive oil is going to give them a little bit of a yellow color. But give them a quick stir before you walk away for a bit. Just monitor them to make sure that they don't caramelize, because we don't want to add any color. We just want to make them nice and soft and sweet. So here they are a little bit later. You can tell that they've kind of lost their shape a little bit. The ones there on my spoon are definitely looking translucent, so that's how we know they're ready or getting close to being ready. So now we can add our minced garlic. I'm adding about 4 cloves here of minced garlic, which is about 2 teaspoons, stirring that all together. We add the garlic right at the end so that it doesn't burn or get too brown while the onions are cooking. Now once our garlic is good to go, we're gonna put in our tomatoes. Now off camera, I went ahead and just put my immersion blender straight into these cans, but you can also dump them into a blender or a magic bullet or whatever you have, or you can even just crush them up with a slotted spoon. But we do want to make them smooth. I'm adding in a little bit of sugar, probably just a teaspoon or 2 to start. You can always add more if you'd like. And some fresh cracked pepper. Just a few cranks there, nothing too crazy. Lastly, I'm popping in a couple little sprigs of basil, and I'm going to stir that all together. And that basil really flavors the sauce quite nicely. And we're also going to add some on top at the end. So now the sauce is going to cook at a medium heat for a while. We're going to let it simmer. And what's going to happen is that level where the sauce is at, it's going to reduce down and it's going to become a little bit thicker. So that's what we're going to be looking for in about 30 minutes. Now while that sauce is cooking, go ahead and grab a few more basil leaves, give them a quick rinse and pat them dry, and stack them up in a little tower on your cutting board. And then start rolling them up really tightly. Keeping them pinched together, go ahead and run your knife over that little basil log, and now you're going to be left with perfect little basil ribbons. And we'll save these for the very end. So now you can see that our sauce has reduced down. You can see where that line has come down, which is how you know. And you can also run your spoon through that sauce and you'll really feel that it's thickened up a bit and you can see a bit more of the texture of the sauce. It's not super runny and watery. Now at this point you can go ahead and take those basil leaves out and put them to the side, or you can continue to leave them in and add flavor a little bit longer. I decided to leave mine in. But once your sauce has thickened, it's time to add the heavy cream. So I'm adding about a cup here, and then I think I ended up doing a few more splashes later on, so probably ended up being a cup and a half, but you can make yours however creamy you would like. But go ahead and stir it together and watch all of that yummy magic happen. And of course, with any dish, it's really important that you just continue to taste it throughout. So add a little bit more sugar or salt or cream, whatever you would like. It's a very flexible and forgiving sauce. Now at this point, go ahead and start your water, add lots of salt and your pasta. And you're going to want to cook this until it is al dente. So firm, not crunchy, just firm. Because I promise it will continue to cook once we add the sauce. Now, very, very important, when your pasta is cooking, make sure that you reserve some of that pasta water, because what we'll do is we'll add that back into the cooked pasta right before we put our sauce in and combine everything together. And it will help that sauce stick to the noodles even better. So just don't forget. And a little editing magic later. Stop before you drain your pasta. Please make sure you save that pasta water. I'm saying it again for good measure. Once you have reserved that water, then you're clear to go ahead and drain your pasta. You're going to put it right back into the pot and turn your burner on your lowest setting, and you'll throw in that pasta water. This is where your pasta continues to cook. Now switching back over to the sauce, you can throw in a little secret ingredient, not super secret. I just forgot to mention it at the beginning. Couple tablespoons of butter. Here I'm using salted. I'm sure the unsalted would be just fine if that's all you had. But just give it a quick stir and let that make your sauce become even more delicious. Now jumping back to the pasta, go ahead and add as much sauce in as you would like. Our burner is still on low and we're heating all of this through. So just continue to combine the sauce with the noodles. Add more sauce as needed, and then when you're ready, it's time to plate. So once you've got your pasta all plated up, go ahead and grab some of that fresh basil and sprinkle it right on top. You're welcome to do this while it is still in the pot, but I like the bright green color that it adds when you put it right on at the end. And of course, it would not be a pasta dish if we didn't top it with lots of Parmesan cheese, so go ahead and put as much as you'd like. And once you are done adding your cheese, you are ready to dig in. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you give this recipe a try. I'd love to know how you enjoyed it. And I will be back very soon with a Valentine's Day dessert recipe. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.